Hey guys, what's going on? This is Anosuke, and this is Let's Play Brave Prince of Musashi. We're back, and last time we were just saving our game here at the end. So we're gonna go ahead and leave, and I'm gonna show you the mayor's house, which is where we need to go next. Alright, so there's the appraisal shop, which is closed for right now, but we'll visit there at a later date. We were looking for a house with the weather vane on it, and it's actually this one right here. If we knock on the door, using square, the mayor will come out and talk to us. We have some questions for him, and the mayor kind of takes us for a punk at first, which I kind of get why. But it changes up when we mention our name and the fact that we're looking for the 5 scrolls. And he kind of gets that we are the hero of legend, I guess. I can only say I guess because, well, what would you think about a short blue-haired samurai guy with a sword? I don't know. Now, we ask him about the 5 scrolls, and in return, he makes us a proposal. Says that the dog has disappeared, and if we go and rescue him and bring him back, he'll tell us what he knows about the 5 scrolls. And since we have nothing better to do, we might as well do it, because we're looking for the 5 scrolls anyway. Now, the dog is going towards Twin Peak Mountain, and he can't actually give permission, meaning that what Macho said is kinda bullcrap. This is a problem. So there are 2 solutions to this problem. But first, before I tell you these solutions, I'm going to go ahead and show you that Macho will not accept this as an answer, and he will still tell us that we need to go talk to the mayor in order to, get permission. As a kid, I never did get that, he can't give permission, yet this guy is asking for it. There's another solution to this problem. But what I flashed by there by accident, and I'm sorry for that, but Macho actually gave a very big hint as to how to defeat these monsters. He says to make them small and step on them. They're scary. But yeah, here are the 2 solutions. Either we can A, wait until evening and he leaves and we actually go and, go to Twin Peak anyway. We'll talk to the guy in the stocks later, by the way. Or B, we can do what I'm about to do right now and rescue the guard for the gate. Now we're here in this part of the forest, and this is a great time for me to explain exactly how the powers work in this game. By assimilating them with fusion, you actually get powers in one of 2 groups. Permanent powers, like javelin, stun, or gunshot, or temporary powers, like mint, perfume, and satiate, which I will show you in just a few moments. Javelin here is actually a pretty good move. It costs 6 BP, and it hits enemies multiple times. Not only does it hit enemies multiple times, but it hits multiple enemies multiple times. Like so. It's a very good power, but one I don't use a lot because it costs so much. But a way to delay that cost...
A Bincho field! Better get him out!
...is to rescue people. Because every time you rescue somebody, not only will you rescue them and they actually help you on your quest, like Guard Lumpwood here, he guards Twin Peak Mountain, so in his eternal gratitude, he will let us buy whenever we wish. But not only that, we absorb the power of that Bencho field and we get 5 more points added to our meter, which is awesome. This little white guy here, he has a power that I actually really like, and I'll show it to you in a little bit. But for now, we're going to go ahead and rescue some other people as well. Because, well, we're in this forest anyway, and we don't really need them, but they're good to have. This blue circle right here with the weird symbol is the water crest. We can't do anything with it until we get the water scroll and beat the water crest guardian. As I just showed you, I can't actually swim as Musashi, so we can't get that chest just yet. But I am going to tell you that that thing in there is kind of important, so we're going to want to get it at some point. We just assimilated hot from that spring flower thing. I'm not sure of its actual name. We'll figure it out when we buy the figurine for it. but it allows us to go through these thorn bushes with absolutely no damage, which is good. It also allows us to ascend steep slopes, which we will need in just a few moments. Alright, so we're heading up towards the Meandering Forest, but we don't really need to right now. And since I'm doing this LP, I'm going to go ahead and absorb a power that would never absorb normally. The power we get from this sleep shroom, I think it's called, is Sleepy. It surrounds us by goats, by what the power text says, but the devastating effect is it makes us sleepy. Very, very sleepy. As I said before, being sleepy negates your damage by a crap ton. However, it doesn't affect how you use Lumina, so go ahead and use that too if you're too tired to do anything else. And unfortunately, I forgot to show that with this power, even if you sleep, you still can't recover any sort of... You still don't get less tired. So, be very careful. Try not to absorb anything but bential energy from these sleep shrooms. They suck. In order to take them out safely, use Lumina. It has just enough distance to keep them away from you, but not too much so you can't actually strike them regularly. Man, these javelin guys keep messing me up. They hit harder than the boss does. We actually gained a new ability that the game doesn't tell you about. And that's the... Oops. Yeah. Be very careful when you're trying to absorb anything from enemies, because they will knock you out of it. Because, well, if you get knocked out of it, yeah, that's it. The new ability that we actually gain is to throw people up by pressing triangle instead of square when we grab them. This bee plant here, the green one, actually gives us a pretty good power. It's the absolute opposite of sleepy, and it's called mint. What it does is temporarily revitalize us and keep us at peak awakeness, I guess I would call it. But yeah, we're at 0 right now, and it'll stay that way for 30 seconds, for about 30 to 32 seconds. We're gonna assimilate hop here from this hop flower, so we can get up this ledge here. Because there's someone else that we actually need to rescue, by what our sensor watch is saying. If you notice around the portraits, you know, it's actually flashing very fast. And you need to use Lumina to break bential fields. Fusion will not do it. Seer Beaverly. Remember when we were talking about needing a seer to see where the 5 scrolls are? She actually tells us where they are. But in her, you know, fortune teller, infuriatingly obtuse sort of way. But, you know, that's the sort of thing. Now, I somehow managed to fall off that pipe, and this completely blew me away because I never knew I could fall off in that fashion. Yeah, assimilating the hop flowers requires a kind of special touch. Because you need to be able to be at the perfect distance so when they hop towards you, you're not in any danger of being hit. So I'm going to actually absorb it again so I can get on top of here so we can go through that pipe and not fall off. I'm going to be a little bit more careful this time. Thankfully, I can't fall off that way because there's nowhere to land. Thank God for invisible walls. But hey, in this chest is actually our first mysterious item. As the menu says right there, it actually needs to be appraised. The appraisal shop is closed right now, and it only is open from 11 to 5 o'clock, I believe, on every day except from Sunday and Monday, I believe. I forgot to actually mention, this game actually operates on a weekly calendar as well as a real-time clock. Something I don't think any game has done before or since. Actually, I say that and I forget about Harvest Moon. But anyway, we're getting Shrink because this is actually one of the best powers in the early game right now. It costs a lot, but what it does is actually shrink your enemies down to size. We will need this at some point. But shrinking them down and stepping on them insta-kills any normal enemy in the game. At least as far as I know. I've never tested it in the final part. Which is something we might actually do in the this Let's Play. But be careful when you actually do this, because they usually do not drop any sort of recoverable items, which kind of sucks. There's someone else that we can rescue here, but we can't reach them as we are right now, so we'll just go ahead and move on. Now, what I'm trying to do here is absorb hops from the spring flower over here, but these guys are a really big distraction. Also, one thing about temporary powers, some of them will deactivate if you ever get hit. Hop is one of them. And as you can very well guess, there's a javelin soldier. Oh, and also, I'm about to die. Yeah. No, let's stop that. I'm gonna go to the item. I'm gonna use this wound gel in order to give myself a full heal, because for right now I only have 150 health points, and that's not good. So instead of trying to risk and go through there again, I'm gonna go ahead and go through and circle around the other way. This is the alternate entrance to that part of the forest, and you actually enter here by the path by this windmill here. We'll be back here at a much later date in order to talk to that person in the windmill. Oh, and this person in the stocks, we'll be talking to him rather soon-ish. But I came around here because I wanted to show off one more power that I forgot to do earlier, because there was really no need for it. This little white thing right here, I'm not sure what it's called, but if you absorb it, assimilate its power, it gives you a pretty good power. It's called Satiate. And what it does, for the initial cost of just 4 BP, it actually gives you BP regen, which is nice. It will restore about, I think, 60 BP. And if you find another one of those white things right before it ends, you can assimilate that one and keep going. And it's a very good way to revive yourself for free without having to buy any sort of bread or anything like that, or having to go to sleep. It's a pretty good way of keeping yourself from losing BP that much. And look, it's Guard Lumpwood. He'll give us access anytime we wish, as I've said earlier, and this is a very convenient thing, and merely makes him the first person you should rescue. Now we're here on Twin Peak Mountain finally, and to our left is Twin Peak Mountain, and Hell's Valley is to our right. We'll be going to Hell's Valley sometime later. Now, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this Whiz Robe, I think that's what he's called, and we're going to go ahead and rescue this guy. This guy is very special because he's one of the 4 NPCs required to beat the game. You must save this guy, his brother Knight Lardwick, and another 2 people that I can't think of off the top of my head. Knight Lardwick is also special because he's one of the few knights in the game. The knights will actually teach you special techniques that actually increase our move repertoire. Now you see that big guy over there? We'll be facing him in just a minute. We're gonna go ahead and just borrow Shrink from this wizard. Because as I said before, Macho actually gave us a pretty big hint on how to get rid of this guy. You shrink on him and then step on him, which is the only way you can get past him, because you can't actually damage him with Lumina or Fusion, and he hits harder than any other enemy in the game at this point. So, I'm gonna try my best to hit him, stun him a little bit, and then you shrink. Because he can interrupt Shrink and cost us BP. I've had it happen before. It's not
This must be the mutt the mayor was talking about.
But this is the dog. This is Chappie. I guess that's what Tim called him. Chappie. Now, if he falls into the water,
here goes nothing.
He'll return to where the bone is. But basically, we're just supposed to carry him over to the entrance of the Krillin Village. You need to be careful because if you hit him too much, he will run away, forcing you to restart this whole thing. And plus, you have enemies, getting in your face, and you can't move very fast because you're holding things. But yeah, all in all, it's not really that big a deal. Also, you can't jump while you're holding things, so be kind of, be cognizant of that. Okay, I throw him correctly this time. We're gonna go ahead and just make our way to the entrance and ignore anything on the way, like this whiz robe. If you haven't noticed yet, whiz robes have the annoying tendency to teleport right in front of you. If you do what I did earlier and actually turn, you can actually have them spawn in a place that's away from your path from where you need to be. But that doesn't matter because we make it to the village without any incident. And he runs off.
Hey, wait! Oh, well. Now that the mud is back, I can ask the mayor about the 5 scrolls.
That we can, and that we shall. But first, let's go ahead and talk to the townspeople and see how they feel about the dog being returned. This is the restaurant. It's open from 62. It was right in front of me. 62, but it's closed on Sundays.
Hi!
This is Mint again. But she called the dog Lino, but I thought his name was Chappie. Tim, what do you have to say about this? What? He said he found Chappie. You know what? I don't have time for this. I don't care. Go ahead, claim it. I really don't care. Whatever. We'll just go ahead and just let him have that. But it doesn't matter. We're gonna go ahead and talk to the mayor because we really need to, know about these 5 scrolls. Alright, we should find him walking around here somewhere. Maybe we can have a conversation with him. There he is!
Everything all right?
Yeah, we found the dog. You want to tell us about the scrolls?
Everything all right?
Yeah, he won't actually tell you anything until he goes home. Oh, and that's one of the town gossips. So yeah, we'll talk to them later. Also, I pick up some water because I remember we are going to need it and some bread, which I've already bought, which is good. Alright, so, we meet the mayor at his house, and we can ask him about the scrolls now. Come on, tell us about the scrolls. I want to know.
Everything all right?
No, I want to know about the scrolls. Okay, the dog's been returned, and now we get to know what he knows about the scrolls. So what does he know? Jack shit! He knows nothing about them at all. He tricked us into grabbing the dog because he wanted to look good. But whatever. That guy in the stocks, we're gonna go actually talk to him now. In Musashi, if you actually happen to pause the game, he'll let you know that you need to go over there. This game is kind of hand-holdy, but it's kind of nice. Oh, and for those who lived in the 90s or even now, you're about to get kind of a shock.
Ah, come here, boy. Yeah, it's a good boy. You alright? You saved my boy? Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Man, do you have some water? And some bread? Haven't had anything to eat in 3 days.
Oh, yes we do.
Here you go, pal.
Well, don't just show me the food, man! Ah!
Oops, sorry. Don't worry, pal. I'll feed it to you. Jeez, chill out.
Much better. I'm John, the treasure hunter. And you?
I'm Musashi. What's a treasure hunter?
Well, to put it simply, I search the world, looking for treasure. I experienced life, you know? I guess that's it.
So, you're just a thief then? Huh, what a letdown.
Wait a sec, Musashi. I want to show you my gratitude. I'll tell you a secret. But only if you set me free.
You know, normally I would set him 3, but we have something to do, so I'll just let him stew for a bit.
Right. You wish.
Huh. Who cares, man? You'll be back.
He is right, though. We will be back, but let's go ahead and check out the bar. Yeah, he is kind of weird. He's also Steve Blum. A young Steve Blum. Yay, nostalgia. Whatever. This is a church, and I forgot to actually visit this place before. Because what he talks about is the dog. bringing him back. And everyone calls him Leno, except for Tim. So I guess the dog's name is actually Leno. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the bar. I'm gonna wait here for a little bit. But yeah. There we go. And I wanted to show you something, but the bar opened, so let's go ahead and go inside and talk to Wanda.
Oh, you're cute. Is this your first time at a place like this, baby?
That's right. I'm Musashi. Nice to meet you.
No, nice to meet you. Have a nice time.
I forgot. I forgot how... Wow. You know, my first reaction to this when I was a kid was just a big, wait, what? Yeah. Here's the menu here at the restaurant. It's kind of hilariously, disgusting. I love how the translators actually just went to town with the puns and the fun poking at everything. It's nice. And the voice acting just makes it even better. Yeah, the manager even says that the food is alpha here. Oh, and look, it's Macho. He wants to play cards. We'll do this later when we want to break the game in half. This is Mr. Towns. He's actually Jam's dad. This is just some random tourist who happened to be in town. And this is Mr. Lands. He actually runs the gondola. But that's about it. But Wanda is interesting. That's all I gotta say about her. Because, well, as you can tell, she's kind of a flirt. Yeah. But anyway, let's go talk to John again. Because, yeah, we'll go ahead and set him free.
The tyke's curious. So, will you let me go?
Yeah, we'll do it, okay?
Okay, I'll do it.
My man! Well, I left the key to the stocks in a grave in Meandering Forest, because I knew I'd get out someday.
Okay, so I should get the key then?
Yeah, but a nasty spell has been cast in Meandering Forest, and it won't be easy to find the graveyard. So, take my boy Leno.
What? That stray mutt?
Well, a few days ago I sent him to go get the key, but he went to Twin Peak Mountain. But no worries. Once he's in Meandering Forest, it's smooth sailing. So go in the direction Leno barks to find the graveyard. But he'll run away if he gets hurt, so keep an eye on him, alright?
I'm a dog's bodyguard? Whatever. So I go in the direction that he barks?
That's it. So you guys should meet at the entrance of Meandering Forest. Good luck.
Alright, the game starts here, but the video has to stop here because I've gone on a little too long. I'm Zonosuke, and I'll see you later.